Rescue teams in Gaza have been retrieving bodies from the rubble of buildings after Israeli troops pulled back from some areas as part of the ceasefire deal with Hamas. The UN has called for all crossings to be opened into the enclave so that more aid can be delivered. In Israel, preparations are underway ahead of the release of hostages in the coming days.
After the initial relief of the ceasefire comes the reality. Displaced Palestinians are now free to return to their homes in Gaza City, but this is the scale of devastation that greets them. I'm happy that there is no blood, no killing, this man says. But the house I built 40 years ago is gone. Where will we go? Will we spend 20 years in a tent, he asks. But even acquiring a tent poses a major challenge at the moment. According to Gaza's Civil Defence Agency, 500,000 people have now returned to Gaza City since the ceasefire was announced just yesterday. Aid entries are expected to be scaled up from tomorrow. But with the humanitarian crisis so acute, aid groups are urging Israel to reopen more crossings. There are also concerns about internal security after Hamas police officers were spotted on the streets earlier today. But nonetheless, the ceasefire appears to be holding. And in Israel, preparations are underway for the return of the hostages held by Hamas.
We are very excited, waiting for our son and for all the 48 hostages. We didn't celebrate yet because we are waiting for our son.
And so, for now, an anxious wait for these families and for those of the Palestinian detainees also due to be released in the coming days. Tonight, Israel's prison service said it had begun the early stages of the transfer process, another step forward in this complex and critical operation. Kate Varley, RTE News.
Well, our Deputy Foreign Editor Edmund Heafy is in Hostage Square in Tel Aviv for us. Edmund, what's the mood like there this evening?
Well, Kate, for 2 years, Hostage Square in Tel Aviv has been the epicentre of Israel's anguish, despite the horror of what's happened in Gaza, the 67,000 people dead, the immense destruction and the famine. For most Israelis, the primary concern has been the hostages. This is a national trauma that has gone on for more than 2 years for them. I've been speaking to people here in the past hour in Hostage Square, and the mood is hopeful, a bit optimistic, but it's also fragile. They're hoping that this will be the last Saturday that they spend in Hostage Square.
We just want to live in peace. I want to continue our lives. We want to raise our kids in a peaceful environment. And we just want this nightmare to end.
We're holding our breath. And the relief is that a cloud might be lifted. And we'll be able to get on with repairing and doing what needs to be done to fix the country.
So, Edmund, US President Donald Trump is due to visit the region. What can we expect from that?
Yes, Kate, Donald Trump is due in Israel on Monday. And make no mistake, he is here on a victory lap. He is here to claim credit. And to be quite frank, the Israelis are more than willing to give him that credit. He is by far the most popular politician here in Israel at the moment. He is going to address the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, which is a huge honour. Now, he wants people to know that this is the Trump peace plan. It's not any other Middle East agreement. And he's really going to hammer home, I would expect, the idea that this is the end to the war in Gaza. The document that was agreed between Israel and Hamas over the past week, it includes the line, President Trump announces the end of the war in the Gaza Strip. He made sure that that exact phrase was in the document. And that's the thing. If Donald Trump is willing to insist that this is the end of the war, and he is willing to continually apply pressure over the next few months, you would expect that this deal will stick, because Donald Trump is the one variable that Benjamin Netanyahu cannot control. Kate?
Edmund Heafy speaking to us from Hostage Square in Tel Aviv. Thank you.